Never give up. Early one warm morning, a tiny ant walked slowly across the green field. The sun was rising, and the grass was covered with small drops of dew. The little ant looked around carefully and found a single grain of food. The grain was almost as big as her head, but the ant lifted it with all her strength. Step by step, she carried the grain back to her small home. When she reached home, she placed the grain inside. Then she rested for a moment and smiled. The next day, the ant woke up early again. She walked out into the field and searched for food. Soon she found another grain, just like the day before. She picked it up and carried it home, slowly, carefully, without giving up. Every day she did the same thing, one grain every single day. One afternoon, a grasshopper watched her and started laughing. Little ant, why do you work so hard for just one grain? You are so slowly. Why don't you carry a big file at once? The ant smiled and replied gently, I only carry one grain each day, but I never miss a day. The grasshopper shook his head. That will take forever. Then jumped away and spent the rest of the day playing and singing. But the ant continued her work. One grain today, another grain tomorrow. Some days were hot and trying, the sun burned brightly in the sky. But the ant still carried her one grain. Some days were windy. The strong wind pushed her backward as she walked. Still, she didn't give up. Some days it rained, the ground became muddy and slippery. But the ant kept going. She didn't wait to feel motivated. She simply followed her habit. One grain every day. Days slowly turned into weeks. Weeks slowly turned into months. Without making noise, without showing off, the little ant kept working quietly, while another insects played all day. The ant stayed focused on her small task. Then one day, winter finally arrived. Cold winds blew across the field. The trees were silent. Food became very hard to find. The grasshopper, who once laughed, was now very hungry. He searched everywhere for food, but the field was empty. Cold and tired, the grasshopper walked through towards the ant's home. He knocked on the small door. The ant opened it. When the grasshopper looked inside, his eyes grew wide. Inside the tiny home was a huge pile of grains. Grains in one corner, grains in another corner. Food everywhere. How did you collect so much food? The ant replied softly. I didn't collect it all in one day. I simply carried one grain every day. Grasshopper finally understood the lesson. Small actions may look unimportant at first, but when you repeat them every single day, they become powerful. One small step done again. The secret of success in life, human life, is a journey filled with both success and failure. Whatever task we begin, we should never step back halfway. Even when struggles arises, achieving a goal is never easy. Only those who Persevere until the end can taste the sweet fruit called success. When obstacles appear after starting a task, we should not think that we will move forward only if others motivate us. Instead, we must act with complete faith in ourselves and in God. That faith gives us new strength and courage. When the strong determination, I can do it, I will achieve it, arises in our minds, even mountain like challenges cannot shake us. Whether we succeed or retreat is not decided by external circumstances, but by the firm thoughts and determination within our minds. By staying away from carelessness, fear, and laziness, and by showing positive thoughts with faith in God, the harvest of life will certainly be successful. Good thoughts create good actions, and good actions lead to success. When our weaknesses are pointed out as we move forward, we should not see them as failures but as stepping stones for progress. When a weakness is overcome, it becomes our strength. Therefore, we must learn to turn every negative situation into a positive opportunity. While moving toward our goals, we should remember the challenges we have already overcome and the good deeds we have done in the past. Such reflections give us greater strength and motivation. Therefore, dear friends, never lose heart in any situation in life. You can succeed. Trust in God and continue your efforts. This is the true secret of success.